Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Dundurn Castle. Tonight, we will take you on a journey into the history of Dundurn National Historic Site. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
400 million years ago, the ground where you are currently sitting was beneath a great inland sea. When the Ice Age ended, it left the valley, lake, and escarpment which we see today. This rich landscape has been home to many First Nation communities over the last 10,000 years. The Mississauga Nation peoples occupied the land that we now call Burlington Heights. Here, they raised families, farmed, and hunted. These stories have been passed down by oral tradition for centuries.
In the 1780s, merchant and fur trader Richard Beasley settled on the land. He constructed a 2-story brick house as well as several other buildings. After the capture of Fort George in Niagara, the British soldiers marched to Burlington Heights in June of 1813, occupying Beasley's property.
Shortly after they arrived, approximately 700 soldiers marched to the monumental Battle of Stony Creek, where they were victorious. During the war, the thousands of soldiers stationed on this land were joined by First Nations, Colored Corps, refugees, women, and children. Some of the original structures from the War of 1812 can still be seen in the basement of Dundurn Castle today. After the war, in 1815, Richard Beasley was not compensated for the losses and would sell the property.
It was not until 1832 that Allan Napier McNabb would purchase the property and began the construction of a home for his family and staff, naming it Dundurn, Gaelic for Fort on the Water. Dundurn was constructed in the style of an Italianate villa. The house would include a large drawing and dining room to entertain in, a floating staircase, spacious servant quarters, and a brewery. In later years, running water with flushing toilets and gas lighting would be added to the extravagant home. By the 1850s, the pillars at the front of the home were added, making the appearance even grander. The citizens of Hamilton were so impressed with the size and beauty of Dundurn, they would nickname it a castle.
Throughout his life, McNabb was a prominent lawyer, railroad tycoon, and most notably, a politician, holding the title of Premier of the United Canadas in 1854. McNabb, his family and servants would inhabit the castle for almost 30 years, from the death of their mother to their lavish weddings on site. Daughters Sophia and Minnie would experience all the triumphs and sorrows of being a McNab within the castle walls. McNab was knighted by Queen Victoria for helping suppress the rebellion of 1837, earning his title as the Gallant Knight.
After McNab passed away, the property sat unused until 1866, when it became a school for what was then called the Deaf and Dumb Institute, housing 53 students. Due to high operating costs, in 1869, the castle again would be looking for a new owner.
Senator Donald McInnes, a respected businessman, bought the property in 1872 and would live here with his wife, 5 children, and servants. McInnes is credited for several renovations to the original castle, including the addition of a billiards room, bowling alley, and new coach house.
By 1877, Dundurn was back on the market. When no sale looked feasible, the grounds were leased and would open to the public for special events in the park. From 1878 on, the park was used for many purposes, including military band performances, hot air balloon rides, and firework displays. For only a nickel in 1895, you could ride the Scenic Railway at Dundurn, one of Canada's first roller coasters.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game, sung by Edward Meeker, Edison Record. Take me out to the ball.
In 1884, a baseball stadium was built on the grounds and was a very popular spot for Hamiltonians. Over the decades, fans of baseball came to Dundurn to support their favorite teams. In 1885, Canada's greatest baseball game ever was played in Dundurn Park, lasting 14 innings.
In 1899, the people of Hamilton voted in favor of purchasing Dundurn Park for the price of $45,000, which included 31 acres and all buildings on the property. On Victoria Day in 1900, the city of Hamilton unveiled a small museum, which became known as Hamilton's Attic, in the castle, with thousands of Hamiltonians gathering for the celebration. Donations from around the world and close to home poured in, including a shark's jaw, a 2-headed calf, and live animals, which led to the establishment of the Dundurn Zoo.
The zoo included bear cubs, monkeys, an alligator, buffalo, and the star attraction, Leo the Lion. Drawing thousands of visitors until the late 1920s, the zoo would later convert into an aviary, remaining a popular attraction on site until 1996. In the 1960s, the castle was in need of a facelift and became a centennial project to restore it to her former glory as the home of Sir Allan Napier McNab, and later to become a National Historic Site.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends.
Exactly 50 years ago today, on June 17th, 1967, the newly restored Dundurn Castle officially reopened. The Hamilton Spectator formally declared the date Dundurn Day.
I found my heart, broke it, here, made friends and
Since then, Dundurn has hosted royalty, prime ministers, and celebrities. It has been the inspiration of books and the backdrop for movies and television. It has been a place to take your visiting relatives, celebrate your family milestones, or one of your favorite school trips. It has been our honor to preserve an important part of Hamilton's history and to be able to share in your memories. Happy 50th anniversary, Dundurn.
Country lanes